So today is the day. Today is the day I find out how much debt I'm actually in and what I plan on doing about it. Let's get right into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. Let's get right into how much debt I'm in. So first of all, I know that I have student loans. I know that I have credit card debt. I know that I have this house, and then I know that I have a collection account that I'm actually making monthly payments on. Those are all of the four things that I'm currently in debt with, but majority of them are large sums of money. But I haven't really looked at my credit report. I haven't even looked at all of these different accounts since I actually purchased this house, because I know my credit score has dropped. I know my credit card limits or balances have went up, and I know that I don't want to really face the reality of the numbers. It's something about just looking at the numbers that actually gets me, especially now that I'm in hundreds of $1,000s worth of debt, being that I did just add on this house, and I know already that was already like 200 and something $1,000. But today I gotta face reality, and I gotta log into all of these different accounts to see exactly where my numbers is at, because 2025 is right around the corner and I need to have a plan. I gotta get this stuff together. Now, the one thing that I am most excited about is attacking this debt. And I know that if I've once done it before with paying off my credit cards, paying off collections accounts and stuff like that, that I can do it again. I'm not so ready for the hundreds of $1,000s worth of debt. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper. It's nothing fancy that I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to write exactly how much debt I'm in all of these different categories. So first off, I'm going to log into my house and see exactly how much more do I owe on this house. So for the house, let's go ahead and log on and see exactly where we at. Let's see. So for the house, I'm going to go ahead and get the large numbers out of the way. First, what I owe on this house is $273,161.83. So that is what I actually owe on the house. Now I'm going to log in and see what my student loans are, because that's the next largest. Okay, the balance on my student loans is $40,240. Next up are these credit cards. So I have, I think, about 5 credit cards. So I'm just going to log in them, each one of them, and just give the balance. I'm going to write the name of the credit card down, and then I'm just going to give the balance on it. So starting off with the Navy Federal Credit Union credit card. And I just sent like $435 over there. But the balance on the Navy Federal credit card is $9,517.36. The next credit card is Discover, and the balance on my Discover credit card is $2,670.05. The next credit cards are my Capital Ones, and that's pretty much it. But I have 3 Capital One credit cards. So the Capital One Spark, which is my business credit card that I allow my content creation subscriptions and everything that I do for my business to come out of. And what I do is I send the payment over there using the content creation money. So the balance on that one is $944.18. The next Capital One credit card is my Capital One Quicksilver, and that balance is $926.12. The next Capital One credit card is Capital One Savor, and the balance on that one is $2,995.50, because I did use that one to make my last payment at the apartment, because at the same time the mortgage payment was due here and a payment was due at the apartment. So I did use the credit card on that one. So that's why the balance is a little bit high. The next thing I have is a collection account, because when I was purchasing this home, because my what I had in collections was over $2,000, you have to get on a payment plan or either pay it off. So I opted for getting on a payment plan to pay this particular debt off. So that's exactly what I did. So I'm going to log into that one, and it's actually due tomorrow, $115. But I'm going to see exactly how much do I owe on that one. So collections. So the balance on my collection account is $2,508.23. Now for the big reveal, you guys. How much debt am I actually in total? And let's go ahead and add all of these items up. $332,963.27 of debt that I am in. And oh my God, debt do not even seem realistic right now. I am very overwhelmed. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm very overwhelmed when I see that number, when I hear that number. But just like I said before, if I know that I can get out of debt the first time with at least getting rid of the collections account and the credit cards, that will free up some monthly payments on that. And then I can start sending some extra money towards paying down the house. And then while creating content and while making additional money online, I can be also making or sending extra payments towards the student loans and hopefully getting this house paid off. Now, when I come up with a plan or what I'm thinking about in the top of my head, that's exactly how I want to attack this debt. I'm not so worried about trying to get the house paid off right away, because I've only really been in this house. I think I'm going on making my third payment. So I've only been in here just a few months, not even a whole entire year yet. So I'm not focusing on the house at all. I'm not even really focusing on the student loans, being that I am on a deferment plan and I do not have to make payments on this student loan until June. But I do still want to be able to, still rebuild my savings first of all, because I still haven't really met my big goal when it comes to what I want to have in my savings account. So my big goal of what I want to have in my savings account is $10,000 at least before I start putting large sums of money towards debt payment. And the reason why I want to do that is because I know that emergencies happen. I know that I'm in this house now. Ain't no calling the landlord if the AC goes out. Ain't no calling the landlord if the refrigerator breaks and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I have enough money set aside just in case emergency was to happen. Because what I do know about emergencies, they will happen. You just do not know exactly when. So I do want to have money set aside in my savings for that, while also still having a little bit amount of money over there in that savings as well. That's what I want to focus on. I still want to focus on getting to my big savings goal, and then I want to focus on the credit cards, because what I do know about the credit cards is they are the ones that is having the large amount of interest being charged on those cards, being that there are balances on them. So the credit cards, some of them are 18%, some of them are like 20%, some of them are like 25%, which is extremely high. So my plan of attack is I want to focus on getting the credit cards paid off by at least the summertime of next year, while also saving at the same time as well. So I definitely want to get my savings account to that $10,000 mark. Once I get to that $10,000 mark, I want to be able to put additional amounts of money towards those credit cards to get them paid off faster by the summertime. So I should be at my big savings goal by the end of Q1. So by the end of March, I want to have $10,000 in my savings account. And then I want to be also still paying off the credit card. So the end of the summertime is when I want to actually have all of these credit cards paid off. So by the end of July or by the end of August, I want to be credit card debt free along with collections debt free, because that will free up $115 that I'm actually paying every single month towards collection, and then that will free up my monthly payments of like $300 towards these credit cards or whatever. So that's exactly what I want to do there, because I can use that $400 in return to be just sending towards my student loans, or I can be using that money to put in my savings and continue on growing my savings while attacking the student loans and then working on the house later. So that's what I plan on doing. Let's go ahead and just calculate the amount of credit card debt that I'm actually in. So that way I can kind of see, is it even feasible to have these credit cards paid off by the end of August? So if we're doing it by August, that's going to give me like 8 months. Let's go ahead and total up all of the credit cards. That is $19,561.44. And if I divide that by 8, just to do monthly payments, we're talking about $2,445.18, which is, to me, unrealistic. I don't think that I could do $2,445.18 every single month to get that amount paid off, you guys. I'm going to be very realistic about it. So now that I know that, and now I'm happy that I actually wrote this all out, now I have to basically make this into like a yearly type of thing, because I'm not going to say that I can't do the $2,445.18, but just only depending on my paychecks and what I'm actually bringing in every single month, and still thinking about like my goals on the side, I won't be able to do that unless I just bring in buku amounts of money. So now I'm just going to go back to the drawing board, and I'm just going to actually make this a yearly plan to have these credit cards and this collection account pay off. So $19,561.44 divided by 12, which is the 12 month. Now we're looking at $1,630.12, which is a little bit more doable. Still on the high end, but a little bit more doable in my opinion. So I'm going to stick with that for now. $1,630.12 is what I got to actually put towards these credit cards to have them paid off by the end of next year. And that's what we're actually going to be focusing on, getting these credit cards and getting this collection account actually paid off. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video and seeing exactly how much debt I'm in, and me actually creating a plan to get rid of first the credit cards. I will see you guys in the next video.